Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Brajadana Rangana Yashoda Nandana Brajadana Rangana Yashoda Nandana Brajadana Rangana Yashoda Nandana Brajadana Rangana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Yashoda Nandana Brajadana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Brajadana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Gaura Bhimanande, Jayam Vishupad Paramahamsa Pri Vrajgasarja Stotra Sapta Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhai Charanarvin Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Skandibiti, founder Acharyas, Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Samavata Bhakta Vrinda ki, Harinama Sankirtan ki, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Tiny Tagore Pimanande, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and to Sri Gauranga, all glories to Sri Prabhupada ki. Om Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Taksuranmiritam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Jena Bhuttade Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swavadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaisnavam Syam Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Kvam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Paritana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanditam Sya Hare Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kancana Gourangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sriti Devi Pranamami Haripriye Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Sarasatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, let us first offer respectful obeisances unto Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unto Narayana Rishi, the supremmost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayesha bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati tamasloke Bhaktir bhavati naistiki. By regularly hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam and by rendering a service unto the pure devotee, all that is troublesome within the heart becomes destroyed or practically to nil, and loving devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, whose praise with transcendental songs becomes established as an irrevocable fact. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahmasamitam Uttama Charitam Sakara Bhagavan Rishi Nishreya Sayalokasya Dhanyam Swasyayanam Mahat. This Srimad Bhagavatam, known as the Grantaraj, the king of all Vedic literatures, is the literary incarnation of God. It is compiled by the incarnation of God, the Srila Vyasadeva. It is meant for the ultimate good of all people. It is all successful, all blissful, and all perfect. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Surabhyay Namaha.
Om Shurabhyai Namaha.
Om Surabhyay Namaha.
Om Shurabhyai Namaha.
Om Surabhyay Namaha.
Om Shurabhyai Namaha.
Mukam karoti vasalam pangum nangayate girim yatkripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam yatkripa tamaham bande Sri Gurum Dinataranam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to all the brave souls. We continue our reading and study from first canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 9, the passing of grandfather Bhishmadev. Let's see. Let's see. Yes, I think we read the 9 yesterday. So text number 10, huh? Yes, 10.
10.
Yes. Krishnam
Krishnam
cha
Cha
tat
Tat
prabhava
Prabhava
na asinam
Asinam
jagat
Jagat
ishvaram
Ishyaram
Ridhi
Hridhi
Stam
Stham
Pujayam
Pujayam
Asa
Asa
Maya Yopata
Maya Yupata
Vigraham
Vigraham
Krishnam Shatat Prabhavagna
Krishnam Cha Tat Prabhavagya
Asinam Jagat Ishvaram
Asinam Jagadishwaram
Ridhistam Pujayam Asa
Hridhistham Pujayamasha
Maya Yopata Vigraham
Maya Utpatya Vigraham
Krishnam Shatat Prabhavagna
Krishnam Cha Tat Prabhavagya
Asinam Jagatishvaram
Asinam Jagadishwaram
Ritistam Pujayam Asa
Hridhistham Pujayam Asha
Maya Yopata Vigraham
Maya Utpatya Vigraham
Krishnam Shatat Prabhavagna
Krishnam Cha Tat Prabhavagya
Asinam Jagat Ishvaram
Asinam Jagadishwaram
Ridhistam Pujayam Asa
Hridhistham Pujayam Asha
Maya Yopata Vigraham
Maya Yupatya Vigraham Krishnam Cha Tat Prabhavagya
Krishnam Shatat Prabhavagya
Asinam Jagadishwaram
Asinam Jagatishvaram
Hridhistham Pujayamasha
Ridhistam Pujayam Asa
Maya Yupatya Vigraham
Maya Yopata Vigraham
Krishnam Chatat Prabhavasgya
Krishnam Chatat Prabhavagya
Asinam Jagadishwaram
Asinam Jagadishvaram
Hridhistam Pujayamasa
Ridhistam Pujayam Asa
Maya Yopata Vigraham
Mayayopatta Vigraham Krishnam
Krishnam
unto Lord Sri Krishna
unto Lord Sri Krishna
cha also
also
tat
Tat
of him
of him
Prabhavadyaha
Prabhavagya
the knower of the glories
the honor of the glories
Bhishma
Bhishma
Asinam
Ashinam
sitting
sitting
Jagatishvaram
Iswaram
the Lord of the universe
the Lord of the universe
Hridistam
Hridistam
situated in the heart
situated in the heart
Pujayam asa
Pujayam Asha
worshipped
worship
Mayaya
Mayaya
by internal potency
by internal potency
Upata
Upata
manifested
manifested
Vigraham
Vigraham
a form.
upon
Translation and purport by the Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Lord Sri Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, yet he manifests his transcendental form by his internal potency. This very Lord was sitting before Bhishmadev, and since Bhishmadev knew of his glories, he worshipped him duly. Kindly repeat after me. Lord Sri Krishna
Lord Sri Krishna
is situated in everyone's heart,
is situated in everyone's heart,
yet he manifests
yet he manifests
his transcendental form
his transcendental form
by his internal potency.
by his internal potency.
This very Lord
This very Lord
was sitting before Bhishmadev,
was sitting before Bhishmadev,
and since Bhishmadev
and since Bhishmadev
knew of his glories,
knew of his glories,
he worshipped him duly.
he worshipped him duly.
Purport. The Lord's omnipotency is displayed by his simultaneous presence in every place. He is present always in his eternal abode, Goloka Vrindavan, and still he is present in everyone's heart and even within every invisible atom. When he manifests his eternal transcendental form in the material world, he does so by his internal potency. The external potency, or the marginal energy, has nothing to do with his eternal form. All these truths were known to Sri Bhishmadeva, who worshipped him accordingly. Translation again. Lord Sri Krishna is situated in everyone's heart, yet he manifests his transcendental form by his internal potency. This very Lord was sitting before Bhishmadev, and since Bhishmadev knew of his glories, he worshipped him duly. So this is referring to one of the tattvas. The science of tattva is a very big science, which our Vaishnavacharyas especially specialize in analyzing and studying. That's why, due to the great personalities whom we refer to as the Goswamis of Vrindavan. Actually, we could say that before the Goswamis of Vrindavan researched and shared or gave to the world their findings, means all of these great literatures given by Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, especially Sri Jiva Goswami. All of them actually contributed immensely to what was never really revealed before. And they especially have focused on tattva. That's why to understand the absolute truth is not possible unless we understand tattva. So this is some reference to tattva here in terms of what is called one of the tattvas. Krishna has three main tattvas. He is, number one, he's described as the param tattva. Something very important to understand, because sometimes this is a recent, we could say, philosophy that we believe in God, but we don't believe in any hierarchy. We don't believe that the one is superior to the other. Like there's so many great personalities: Lord Ram, Lord Shiva, Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, Vishnu, Narayana. Actually, even within our Vaishnavacharyas, there are some subtle kind of like differences. But here, the tattva that is being referred to is Shaktiman, Shakti. Not only, actually, Shaktiman is referred to, and also Param Tattva. There are the third tattva, actually. What is the third tattva in describing Krishna? Puja. No. Well, a little bit connected, but it's the third tattva is referred to as Rasa Samudra. This is nicely explained by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his very small but very, very potent, powerful book called Dasa Mula Tattva. Dasa Mula Tattva. Yes. Sanskrit, people who study Sanskrit will understand Dasa Mula Tattva. Haribo! We have a new attendee. Bhagavatam class, yes. The day after Janmashtami is always somewhat of a challenging day. So we specialize. We means Gaudiya Vaishnava, Vaishnavacharyas, even, well, especially since the time of Lord Chaitanya, because Lord Chaitanya, he revealed this tattva. He revealed it to his immediate followers, associates, the Goswamis, isn't it? And to others also, like Swarup Damodar. Actually, Lord Chaitanya, not only he revealed it, but he brought it out from personalities like Ramananda Roy, isn't it? Brought it out means that he, in his, we will remember his conversation with Ramananda Roy, Mahaprabhu was taking the position of a student. Please talk to me. Please tell me something. Please tell me more. There is more, like that. And Ramananda Roy went on, and that's wonderfully described, of course, in the pages of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. That's why the Chaitanya Charitamrita, I mean, we worship, especially the Bhagavatam, but Srila Prabhupada explains that actually beyond the Bhagavatam there's Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is actually very, very deep and very intimate, very confidential. In English there's a word that is not used so much, it's called esoteric. You know this word, esoteric? I should find out what is the Sanskrit word for esoteric.
Eso means inside, and teric means field.
Sphere.
Field.
Field. Okay, inside
Terra.
field, yeah. Esoteric means very deep,
Yes.
very, very deep, which means actually very, like secret, like very confidential, isn't it? Guhyatam, yeah, Guhyam. Raja Vidya, Raja Guhyam. Even the basic knowledge, even the basic knowledge that Krishna gives to Arjuna is Guhyam, is very Rahasyam. What is Rahasyam? Mysterious. Mysterious and confidential. So just imagine if the basic knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is Guhyam and Rahasyam, what to speak of the topics that we find in the Chaitanya Charitamrita and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially in the 10th canto. Actually, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, surrounded by these two personalities, especially Ramananda Roy and Sarup Damodar, he could only have such very deep discussions with them. He would not. He would be very careful. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to have such discussions. So here it mentions how the Lord, he is, Shaktiman. Shaktiman has different inconceivable potencies. He is simultaneously present everywhere, what we call omnipresent. Omnipresent. He is present personally as Paramatma in the heart of all living entities. And we have the opportunity. We have the opportunity to actually, it's like everyone is looking for friendship. Everyone wants to make a friend. Everyone needs friends, actually. But our best friend, our most intimate friend, he is described as Suridam Sarvabhutanam, isn't it? Bhoktaram Jagatapasam Sarvaloka Maheswaram Suridam Sarvabhutanam Gatvamam Shantim Rishyati. He is the well-wisher. A friend is someone who wants our welfare, who is looking after us, who cares for us, isn't it? Who loves us. So Krishna, he is that supreme lover, actually, who cares the most about all living entities. And sometimes, out of his great mercy, not only he is within the heart of all living entities, but this is part of his lila, when he descends in the material world in his original form, he is also directly present in front of Bhishmadev. And he is interacting, associating with the Pandavas, who are his very close friends as well. And he performs in a very inconceivable way his wonderful pastimes. So Shaktiman, he has these different potencies, these different energies. And the more we know about these very extraordinary potencies and energies of the Lord, then that is the mood and the mentality of those who are devotees, advanced devotees. They're always conscious that Krishna is present everywhere. He is acting through his external energy, and when he descends in the material world and interacts with his devotees, he does so completely through his internal energy. Means this cannot be understood so easily by most people who are transcendentalists. That God, when he comes, because most people, they think if God comes, then he becomes like us. He takes on a human material form like that. But that is not the case. Yeah. So, and then of course Param Tattva, which is one of our most important, we could say, tattvas. Param Tattva means that of all of all the tattvas, of all of the great personalities, of all of the different avatars and incarnations, Krishna is the original incarnation. He is the source of all incarnations. And the third tattva is what is enabling him and other living entities actually to have, we call, relationship. That is the science of rasa samudra. He is the king of rasa. He is known as Rasaraj. And Rasa Samudra, he is an ocean of transcendental mellows. Is it like unlimited? The relationship and the different types of feelings and emotions that we can develop with the Lord is like unlimited. He is the source of all of those rasas. And actually, all living entities can only become fully satiated or fully satisfied or fully happy when we again reestablish that relationship, isn't it, with Krishna. And of course, that is the subject matter of rasa is one of the main topics that we find in the Nectar of Devotion. The very title, Bhakti Rasa Amrita Sindhu. Sindhu. What is the meaning of Sindhu? Ocean, like Samudra, no? Yes. So that's why Srila Prabhupada gave so much of emphasis and importance on this particular book. It's one of the four, we could say, pillars. Pillars is like when you make a house. If you have most houses are square, so you need at least 4 pillars. So pillar is like what is holding up the house. So Nectar Devotion, that particular book, and accompanied or similar book written also by Srila Rupa Goswami, Nectar of Instruction. They are very, very important. They are essential, actually, in our Krishna consciousness to actually deepen our understanding of the type of relationships. So Grandfather Bhishmadev had a particular, it is described, he had relationship, chivalry relationship. There are primary relationship, primary rasa, and then secondary rasa. And all of us, all living entities, are meant to what is called discover or uncover or revive. Revive our particular relationship with Krishna. So the Lord is very kind and very patient because wherever the living entity wanders in the material world, in different species of life, even it's not that Krishna is happy and comfortable just being in the heart of human being. He's also in the heart of the dog, of the cats, even the hogs. He's in the heart of all living entities. And he is, as explained in the Bhagavad Gita, we can, isn't it, sometimes we are speaking to somebody, or sometimes even giving a class, and then we go blank, or we forget. We forget something that we actually know, that we should know, but somehow, so who is giving that? Krishna is giving that knowledge and remembrance, isn't it? So, so this is being referred to here, how Grandfather Bhishmadev, like the Pandavas also, knows that Krishna is actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is what, our founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada, whose appearance we are celebrating today, this is something that of all the people, of all the sadhus who went out of India to speak something about Vedic culture and Vedic knowledge, he is unique. He is unique in having presented us this this tattva, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's very important to to have this tattva, because who can give liberation? Who can give liberation to the living entity in the material world? Liberation means who? Liberation. Mukti. Who can give mukti?
Krishna only.
Yes.
No other demigods.
Demigods cannot give liberation. Yes. So, therefore, what is Krishna's name? Mukunda.
Govinda, Madhava.
Yes, but specifically in connection with giving liberation. Mukti. Mukti. Mukti is only possible when when one is fortunate to come in contact with what is described as the most confidential knowledge, which is in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, of course, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Because just like there are many people, there are many people who are transcendentalists, but they don't have the tattva. They don't understand the tattva. What is just like Srila Prabhupada explains how even Narayana, who is Narayana?
incarnation of Lord Sri Krishna.
You must be a Gaudiya Vaishnava follower. Yeah, because most people say, we also say actually, that Narayana is the Supreme Personality of
Yeah,
Godhead.
the maintainers of Nara, of everyone's.
Yes. So how can Narayana be the Supreme Personality of Godhead and also Krishna be the Supreme Personality of Godhead?
Could be the one of the same.
No,
They are
actually,
actually
source is Lord Sri Krishna. Source.
soul, source.
Yes.
Yes. No, but
All incarnation come from Krishna.
actually, we read, that's there in the Bhagavatam also, that there are three Vishnus, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Mahavishnu is Kalanadakshay Vishnu. Then the last Vishnu is Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So the Bhagavatam actually explains that all the incarnations come from Kshirodakshay Vishnu. And that's why before you became a devotee, especially those who are from India, their understanding is that all incarnations come from Vishnu. Even Krishna comes from Vishnu.
Yes. Sri Vishnu, Sri Sampradaya.
Sri Sampradaya. Yeah. So even Krishna comes from Vishnu. But where does Vishnu come from? We understand this is tattva that is revealed by Lord Chaitanya, that is supported also in the Shastra. that Narayan and that Vishnu, they actually come from Krishna. But all of the incarnations, when they come in the material world, they go through the door of Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Krishna also. Yeah, but he has created, he is the source of all of the different incarnations. So this subject matter is in so many ways actually the specialty. We could say it's a special feature of Gaudiya Vaishnava, which is not so easy to understand, but it is. We carry means our acharyas since the time of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is, we could say, the special contribution, and that is why Srila Prabhupada, who is in that Guru Parampara, has given us a book like Bhagavad Gita as it is, presenting, establishing and emphasizing that this Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the source of all. Aham sarvasya prabhavu matas sarvam prabhartati iti madva bhajanti mam buddha bhava samanditaha. So many verses establishing, both in the Bhagavad Gita, actually, the Adi Lila, isn't it? The Adi Lila, the whole chapter, whole section that is establishing based on Shastra, based on so many different references from different Puranas, etc., establishing Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, number one. Then there's a whole other chapter describing and establishing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as being non-different from Krishna. So, in other words, those who are followers of Lord Chaitanya, they have to cross over these two, you could say barrier. Barrier means it's like something you have to cross over. Yeah. Sometimes the police, they will put a barrier on the road. So you have to slow down and you have to stop. So these are two levels. Maybe level is better conveyed. Two levels that a true follower of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must attain, must come to these two levels. The first level is to know and understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Number one. And the second one, so that's not so easy because actually, like in India, although like yesterday was Janmashtami, isn't it? And so many people, millions of people all over India, and of course by Prabhupada's mercy all over the world, celebrated Janmashtami. And so many people are, so devoted to Lord Krishna. But it would be interesting to know, for example, what percentage of the people who celebrated Janmashtami actually understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because especially in India, as we know, people, they celebrate so many, they have so many pujas. They celebrate so many great personalities. They're followers of Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesh, and etc. Durga Devi. But who actually understands? That should be part of the research we will be taking up. That is, this is connected with tattva. Actually, only those who are, especially like more, we could say, Brahminical, who actually have a deep interest and also ability to deeply study Shastra, they can, and of course that was the case, isn't it? Sanatana Goswami, even before surrendering, before joining Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what was the complaint? He wasn't coming to his work. He wasn't doing his work because he was at home studying the Srimad Bhagavatam with so many scholars, with so many devotees, isn't it? Yeah. And then, so it means that, we have so many such great personalities, even from the time of Lord Chaitanya, isn't it? The Goswamis, then, Narottam Das Thakur and Shyamananda Pandit, Srinivasacharya, and all of our Guru Parampara, such very, very deeply learned and realized personalities who have actually propagated, who have preached these different tattvas that were actually especially revealed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And actually, it's very important to have clear understanding of tattva, and the Bhagavatam especially, and of course the Chaitanya Charitamrita are most important literatures that speak on the subject matter. So, as the verse we were reading, I think yesterday, the day before, how Grandfather Bhishma Dev, although in a very difficult, challenging, physically challenged situation, he received all of the great personalities who came, not only from India, not only from our planet, but from around from different parts of the universe. And of course, he will also here be offering his prayers to Lord Krishna knowing him, Grandfather Bhishmadev knows, accepts Krishna as being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he has a particular rasa or relationship with him. Yeah. So yes,
When we see the second verse from here, Vishwadev start to speak,
yes,
and very amazingly, he speaks as a mundane person, like speaking about the suffering of the Pandava, like an attached person would speak.
yes,
So avoid that first judgment. Oh, he's like a ordinary person. Here, the author prepares us for consciousness. No, he's the perfected person. He knows everything. So don't make
judge
a
him.
mistake.
Yeah,
Judge Bhishma according to his first words. So there is a emotion of both type of persons, who is conditional and who is liberated. So many persons think, oh, who is liberated have no emotion, just actually a pause. Like yesterday you told the peace. How can I become peaceful? But liberated souls not necessarily working for the peace. They're working for the rasa.
yes, yes.
Rasa means, imposes
Emotions.
lot of emotions,
Yeah.
mixed emotions. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
study rasa tattva,
Yes,
we desire for that one.
yes.
So anyway, but he's very beautifully preparing our consciousness. We have to first accept the tattva about Bhishmadev and then hear his words,
Yes.
and then merge into that words, and then worship him properly and listen him properly.
Yes, yes. Yeah, in a similar way, we can only know or appreciate Krishna. Prabhupada explains actually one of the reasons why the most intimate and confidential pastimes of Lord Krishna are described later in the Bhagavatam.
Have to prepare.
To prepare our consciousness, to prepare and help us understand that Krishna is not just an ordinary person, ordinary boy, and that Krishna warns also or explains in the Bhagavad Gita, avajanantimam mudha manushim tanumasutam, because he's such a perfect actor, perfect. He plays his role so perfectly that people consider him to be a great personality, but still, yeah, but not God. Yeah, that's a nice point.
And because every living entity came to this material world to have that independent understanding, to have that feeling that I know whatever I learn, whatever I experience, that is my tattva.
Yes.
So first have to give up, and that's not easy. It's like give up myself.
Yes, yes. Yes.
So here we see that a very subtle, very kind process of how you give up, you get another one, have faith in the Guru, have faith in the Shastra, like a mother and father, and then you can keep your balance inside, you have some security, and then you give up your previous worldview or
Correct,
philosophies, and then you can, like a baby, start a new life.
Yes, yes. That is our main problem or main stumbling block, the ahankar, the false understanding, false ego, which is very, very deeply embedded, deeply rooted, because we have been in that consciousness we cannot.
Life after
Yeah,
life.
yeah. So it's like that. That's why that term is used, nityabada, nityabada, as if eternally, practically eternally conditioned. Um, it's been such a long time. So yeah, uh, it takes some time. But if we take up nicely, if we follow nicely the process, then at some particular point we develop what Prabhupada refers to as maturity. Just like Prabhupada gave this very very nice example. When Prabhupada is speaking about here, we're talking about rasa. This is connected with rasa also. Referred to in the Nectar of Devotion, Nectar of Instruction. Um, every living entity has what is called his Siddha Swarup, isn't it? His particular form, his particular relationship, his particular rasa. And Prabhupada explains that this is not immediately manifest, cannot immediately become manifest. Just like uh, in our body, it's only when we reach a certain age that our body, by growing, develops, for example, the sex drive or sex urge. A young child doesn't have that sex urge because the body is not developed. When the body becomes what is called mature, biologically developed, then it's like a natural tendency, a natural phenomena. So in a similar way, as we develop, let's say, spiritually, transcendentally, we could say, especially for us, devotionally, because that is the quality of happiness that we are seeking. We're not only seeking spiritual development or spiritual quality or spiritual happiness. Very important point, which is nicely explained by Srila Rupa Goswami, and which is unique to those who actually understand the tattva. We are seeking what is called devotional happiness, devotional transcendental realization, which means actually that, again, something very, very unique in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, the whole subject matter or science of tattva. Yeah. So so yeah, that is we read about these different descriptions of great personalities like Grandfather Bhishmadev, and we were, last few weeks in the previous chapter reading about another great personality, Queen Kunti Devi, and her emotions, her sentiments, her love, and her deep affection for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and just very spontaneously she composed all of these wonderful prayers. So this is what is actually awaiting every single jiva, every single living entity has that opportunity to actually gradually awaken these deep sentiments, actually, isn't it? What is described as bhava, isn't it? Bhava, very deep feelings of emotional feelings, which is which is what every single living entity is actually hankering for, isn't it? Every jiva is actually, without even knowing, without understanding, is seeking for Prophet calls it, what is it? Yeah, in reference to rasa, and trying to find the appropriate words, he refers to that as mellows, or taste, isn't it? Taste, just like food. Food has, when it's nicely prepared, and especially by devotees with love and devotion offered to the Lord, then that food is very palatable, is very tasty. We can appreciate. So, in the same way, this is whole subject matter that is what every jiva, every living entity, is actually looking for and hankering, and it is revealed through these different leelas and pastimes that we read about in the Bhagavatam, and then of course in many other literatures, especially written by our Vaishnavacharyas, which Srila Prabhupada shows. That's a very wonderful gift that he has given, although his main focus when leaving India, even before leaving India, Prabhupada was fixed on giving us, on translating the Srimad Bhagavatam. But then after translating many cantos, on the request of some devotees, Prabhupada took some time out to give us the Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is another aspect, another level, we could say, of the same tattvas which are actually mentioned. Because in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find so many quotations from both the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, especially Srimad Bhagavatam, when describing the later pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I mean, we cannot imagine the kind of conversations that were there between, Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Roy with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But they were totally immersed, in all of these very highly, we could say, confidential statements that are revealed in the Srimad Bhagavatam, that describe actually the feelings and the emotions of the residents of Vrindavan, in particular the gopis, and in particular, of course, Srimati Radharani, culminating, so that's a whole, very something unique,
In the life of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it was a really turning point when he read and studied Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes.
He studied before Bhagavatam, he gave class,
Yes,
but he was not convinced.
yes,
And then he told that because he saw the very unique and very perfect character of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
yes,
and he understood he's not different from the worship of Krishna, then he could accept, by the worship of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted the worship of Krishna,
yes,
and then he became
totally,
Vaishnava.
correct, yes,
And then he accepted some guru
yes,
by the order of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
right, yes.
So that shows that how important.
At that time, actually, Chaitanya Charitamrita he had a hard time finding that book,
Yeah,
actually.
2 years I think he was
searching
for how to
Right.
get it.
And just imagine, because at that time, because of the deviations and the apasampradayas, to whom could he go to listen to Bhagavatam?
Yeah,
There was
very
nobody.
difficult for him.
Yeah, right.
In Bangla.
Yeah.
He was living in
Yeah.
Bangla.
He was in Mahaprabhu's
He
land.
heard about, but
Right.
it was very.
Yes. So it's like, the book may be there, but unless you have personalities who, that's exactly what happened when Narottam Das, when the three Goswamis, not Goswamis, well, you could call them Goswamis, Srinivas Pandit, Srinivasacharya, Shamananda, and Narottam, they were ordered, they thought, oh my God, we're in Vrindavan, they thought they would live there the rest of their lives, but then Jiva Goswami one fine day, okay, you have to leave Vrindavan, you have to take all of these books to Bengal. And then the books got lost, and then it's nicely narrated how the king in Bakura, Vishnupur, had, because those books were all coming in some bullock cart, and it was protected, and so they thought, oh, some big treasure is there. Of course, some big treasure.
He has an astrologer. An astrologer told that a big treasure
Yeah,
is
big treasure is correct.
arriving to your country.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So he stole, actually, at nighttime, somehow, the king, and so they woke up in the morning, and my God, it's like years and years of, writing all these, like there's only one copy, the original copies were gone, and then it's described how the king, he brought all this treasure, then he opened it up, and then there was no a different kind of treasure. And he was having he had some brahmanas in his kingdom, and they were trying to read, like that, but there was no nectar coming, no juice, and who was it? I think Srinivas, Srinivas, who happened, because they were all searching where are these books and whatnot, and by some great miracle, by Krishna's arrangement, Mahaprabhu's arrangement, he came to that place where this Pandit was reciting from the Bhagavatam, and he started to cry because he was not able to render actually the actual message that was there. And then, of course, the king ended up understanding that maybe he knows something, and he asked him to speak on the Bhagavatam. And then from that, of course, we know that the king became a disciple of Srinivas, and the whole kingdom, actually. I was visiting there just a couple of years ago, and when I was there, I heard how during that time there was, everyone had to, there was a law that if you don't chant Hare Krishna, you have to pay some fine. You had to chant Hare Krishna. There was, in other words, if you want to live in my kingdom, it's just like we were discussing about village. In Vedic village, unless you agree to follow some basic, it's like if you want to live in a temple, you have to follow the 4 rules and regulations. So it's not taking away your freedom, but it's actually establishing a norm that if you want to live in a temple, you have to follow a certain system. So previously in the Vedic culture, if you want to live in a village, you have to. That's there right now. Actually, for example, in Bali, in the villages, because they are closely connected with the Vedic culture, and if you want to live in the village, you have to attend all of the festivals and cultural programs, most of which are connected with some spiritual activities like that. Yeah. So, so yes. Okay, I think we can close for now.
I found one of the Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's explanation of how difficult to get that tattva. And maybe you read it, or maybe just later.
Yeah, this is
if you know that.
From which source?
At the bottom is the source.
Okay.
And then it's just
from the article, The Associates of Sri Chaitanya. Yeah, we can read it, it's not so long. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta on the subject matter of Guru Tattva. Now, anything written by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is bound to be not so easy to understand. Yeah. Look at the very words he uses. The cognitive faculty means intelligence, right? Of the individual soul can have no ground to stand upon unless the divinity himself, that means Krishna, condescends to be the legs as well as the ground on which he is to stand to function at all.
So the ground and the leg.
Yeah, right.
For someone who wants to walk.
Yes, means we are fully, totally, completely dependent.
Yeah.
On the Lord, you know. The place, the ground where we are, and yeah. This function of the divinity is performed by the Guru. As a matter of fact, the divinity actually reveals him only to himself.
Like transcendental only to transcendental.
As a matter of fact, the divinity means Krishna actually reveals him, capital H means Krishna, only to himself. Again, capital H. Let's continue reading. The individual soul is a separate constituent of the Guru. It is only when he happens, the soul, to be associated by his own free choice with the Guru in a completely dependent manner that he can be on the plane of the Guru's service of the divinity. Yes. When he happens to be, when the soul, when the jiva, individual jiva, by his free, it's like we have that minute independence by his free will, by his own free choice, associates with the Guru in a completely dependent manner, developing that understanding, that mood, that feeling of total dependency, like a child, Prabhupada would explain. In a completely dependent manner, that he can be on the plane of the Guru's service to the divinity. Only in that kind of mood and mentality can we also be on that same level in terms of rendering service to Krishna, because that is the essence, isn't it? The dharma, the essence of the jiva is to serve, das anudas, and that is meant to be exemplified by Guru. So I'll read this again. It is only when the jiva happens to be associated by his own free will with the Guru in a completely dependent manner that he can be on the plane of the Guru's service of the divinity. He may or may not choose to be so associated.
Means the Guru can decide after the soul really want to associate, but still the Guru have free choice to associate with that soul.
But here, the verse we are reading, or the line, I'll start again here. The individual soul is a separate constituent of the Guru. So it's speaking about the spirit soul, the jiva, who will surrender to Guru. And then the next line, it is only when he happens to be associated, means the soul, the jiva, It is only when he happens to be associated by his own free choice with the Guru. So it's the soul, the jiva, when he happens to make that choice in a completely dependent manner, that he can be on the plane of the Guru's service of the divinity. That he can also be developing that same mood and mentality of seva, of service, isn't it? The next line speaks also about the soul. He may or may not choose to be associated. The next line speaks about the Guru. The Guru may or may not choose to admit him to his association. So the choice is beginning with the soul to be associated with Guru. But actually also the Guru, he chooses to allow that person to be associated with him on whatever level and whatever manner. So the Guru may or may not choose to admit him to his association. Yeah. Which is actually a very fundamental aspect in our well, it's connected with Guru Tattva actually, which is the topic here. It's not that just because I have taken shelter of Guru or have become initiated that automatically everything will is. I need to deserve and get the mercy of Guru to be admitted and to be engaged actually. And the last portion here, when there is active, willing assent to such association on the part of both of them. That's nice. Yeah. When there is active, willing assent to such association, when both the jiva and the Guru are both in that same frame of mind, then it is possible for the individual soul to attain to the service of the divinity in the really conscious form. Nice. From the article, The Associate of Sri Chaitanya. Yeah, there's so much.
But the mood is
Yeah.
totally dependent. We should keep that mood.
Yes. I remember many years ago, one brahmachari, because that is the mood and the mentality. One brahmachari one of my first disciples actually, from simple background, village, and one day he had somebody donated or gave him a drinking glass. So what did he do? He brought the glass to me and he said, Maharaj, can you drink from my glass? That is the mood and mentality that a disciple, he understands, and he exhibits, of course, because he understands his total dependency on Guru, and he knows that everything that belongs to me actually doesn't belong to me. Like that, yeah. So, I mean, this is what we get glimpses of this, how deep is tattva actually. So we were talking about the Dasamula tattva speaks about Krishna tattva and Jiva tattva, and of course this article was specifically on Guru tattva. So tattva is existing on different levels, and again, that is what makes Krishna consciousness is so attractive is that we have such exalted personalities, beginning with the Goswamis of Vrindavan, who, as we know, they got their inspiration, their directives from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is like continuing up to this day.
Today,
Yeah.
Prabhupada.
Yeah, right. Yeah, which is something we will be celebrating this morning. So our program will begin at 10 o'clock. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, 10 o'clock. With Abhishekam and some Katha and Arati and
Abhishekam, glorification.
yes, glorification. And again, a reminder, I requested all of our devotees at least one page. You don't have to memorize it, you can read it, but everyone can take this rare opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada. Say something. Yes. Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Niki. Jai Srila Prabhupada Niki. Gaura Pimanandi.